You're happy and you know it. Clap your hands. Big up to my good vibes, you see me. Make sure you are showing up for yourself and loving yourself to infinity and beyond. Now let us get into the video. Indeed we shall. Pay a like, pay a comment, pay a sub, pay attention. Let's get it.
Honestly, all this shit is temporary and nothing is really yours for real. Not even your body. It's just a vessel, like a human meat suit that you're literally borrowing in this lifetime. Not even the food that you eat. You literally consume it and shit it right out. Not even your thoughts. They literally come and go, and most of them ain't even yours. Not even your time. Every second that passes, you will never get back. Not even the people in your life. Family, friends, lovers, they literally come and go too, and you don't own them. Not even your breath. It's literally one of the most basic things that's keeping you alive, and you can't even keep that. It goes in and it comes out. You can't hold on to it. And when you hold your breath, life will literally remind you it's not yours to keep. Not even life itself. All this shit is an experience. You damn near renting space here. You don't own nothing. All this shit is temporary. So you might as well enjoy this shit while you can. I'm not saying fuck off and do whatever, but be mindful, be present, be open, and live your fucking life, bro. Live, laugh, love, evolve.
Now that's some real truth, and it hit pretty hard. Like, you know, you own nothing.
You got to stop thinking like a human and start thinking like a god. You see which one to cry on? Stop thinking like a human. You got to start thinking as a god. G-O-D, generator, operator, and destroyer. Is it not written in your law that ye are gods? John chapter 10, verse 34, 35. You know the whole deal. You have to start thinking this way because... Okay, here it is. You have to start thinking this way because... I'm telling you, the reason, what is the whole of is that the actual gods do not realize they're gods. There's a good movie you need to get. There's a good movie you need to get. You need to get a movie called A Never Ending Story. You thought it was a child movie. And he gets this little book and he goes through this adventure. And at the end of the movie, midway of the movie, they say, hell, coming to find out that the little boy that was reading the book of all these magnificent heroes, the other boy on the other side who was going through all the trial was him. And they said, and at the end they said, well, hell, our world is falling down because he doesn't believe in himself. It's all about you. That's the key. That's the key. This is the real knowledge. There's a mystery of the world, and the mystery of the world is look for no God to save you but yourself because it's within you. It's within you. It's just that the devil came down about 2,000 years ago, basically, when we get into this, and he made you start worshiping him so you would not cultivate the energy within you. And that's your slavery and your real bondage. And this is the key what we have to deal with here. Because, I mean, we go through, we see things on TV and we see this shit and we say, when is this shit over with? But the key is, in the 60s, we didn't have this knowledge. In the 70s, we didn't have this knowledge. In most of the 80s, we didn't have this knowledge. You see what I'm saying? We only had a few people talking about it in the past years before that, and we all thought they were crazy. But now, we have the knowledge. As a matter of fact, some people saying, you know, they say things like, too much knowledge is dangerous to the untrained ear. That's not true. What is happening here is this.
What y'all think about what he just said? I believe in source and I believe in the God within. So agreed.
Egyptians. What if you go?
We are the Egyptians.
What if
Are
you
you
go? I'm
crazy?
talking about the Egyptians that are on the land now. Okay?
Ain't no
You
Egyptians
are
on the land now.
An American black man right now, here, okay?
And they
so,
tell me-
yeah, you can identify, just like the LGBTQ
Let's
identifies
redefine this properly.
as LGBTQ. You identify as Egyptian, although you are born here.
Now, this is where I
Your
have to...
mom was born here.
No, but this is what I have to tell you. This is
Okay.
where I have to tell you that you're not scientifically you're not within the intellectual capacity to speak on that because you don't understand genetics. The people over there are considered Caucasian. They're Arabs. Arabs are genetically considered Caucasians.
Mm-hmm.
Arabs and white people both come from the Caucasus Mountains. Now, with that being said, those are not Egyptians. So how they gonna be mad at me for coming home?
So you're
How they gonna be mad at me for coming home? They not even supposed to be there. If anything, I'm supposed to be mad at them for being over there and destroying shit, breaking shit, stealing shit, eating mummies, having sex with mummies.
But listen. You're a very, very smart man. But do you know how ridiculous that sounds?
Okay. It sounds ridiculous that a group of nomads, homeless people, are in control of our cultural property. And I have an issue with that. But if I was to go to ancient Greece right now and steal a statue of Athena, I would expect white people to get upset.
But because you are in the system, you really can't rightfully claim anything. You're a property of
Who told you
the
that?
United States.
Who told you that?
Your felony told me that. What are you talking about?
Who told you
That's
that?
why you can't travel.
Listen, I'm not the property of anybody.
Okay.
My record reflects that I've had criminal interactions with the law, and they're actually in the wrong. So when this get off my record and I win this lawsuit, I want to see what everybody got to say.
Okay.
But I'm not the property of I'm a natural, living, breathing entity.
So why are you so afraid
I'm not
of the
afraid.
American government? You're carrying a gun. You walk
I'm
around
not afraid.
with a ton of security.
I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. I'm aware. You've never been to prison. You know what these people doing when ain't nobody looking.
Okay.
Ain't nobody violating nobody like the police.
Are you're not in prison now?
Doesn't matter. I know what they're doing. I know for a fact the police will frame your ass. I know that they'll pull you over and put in your car and say you had it and take you to jail and get you to where can't nobody see you and kill you. In jail, they killing motherfuckers, still counting them like they're there. They give you 20 years, kill you, bury you in a graveyard that's in the backyard, and they'll come around every day and count your ass like you in that cell and you ain't been in that cell for 5 years. They doing that.
Now, I know people look at him different now, but Pharaoh used to make his points. So, let me know what y'all think about that.
If you want to know God, you have to transcend religion. If you stay within religion, you will never know God.
That's
you will
right.
believe in God,
That's
but
right.
you will never know Him.
I agree with you, brother.
And if you don't know God, you will never be free. If you see people who believe in God, they're looking for Him in the far off while they had Him right in front of their nose. That's the problem.
Yes, sir.
Religion. Listen, you know what I ask my brothers when they get angry with me? I say, between man and religion, who came first? They had
Man.
You see, if man came first, now you tell me, the men who came and left before religion arrived, where would they go? To hell or where would they go? Answer my question now. The people who came before the arrival of religion,
Right.
they came and left. Where would they go?
They go right
They
back to the
can't answer.
cosmos.
They can't answer it.
Right.
Religious people can't answer this. It's too deep.
That's
They
right.
can't answer that.
That's
because
beautiful.
they are limited in the spectrum of religion. You have to get out of that to know God. But one man only, sort of one religion, that came up with the idea of monotheism.
Monotheism. Akhenaten.
I mean, or Akhenaten.
In the 18th dynasty.
And when he did that, you know how, when people say it's not true, you know how you catch them? Ask them this question. Can you please tell me why there is this coincidence that all the religion of the world, regardless of their culture and their languages and their nationalities, all end up their prayer with amen.
Amen. Amen.
Why?
Amen. Right. It all goes back to Amen. Right.
Thank you.
That's
They
right.
cannot- I say, they all have an international conference and decide to end up their prayer as amen? No. It's because all the religion came from that one, that first one. The worshipping of the sun, the God.
So
I don't want religious folks jumping on me or nothing, but I believe religion was created by some wicked men. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think we should be religious at all. You know, especially children of God are to be set apart. Like, set apart. The thing is that people know right from wrong, and they use religion to go back and pray and repent and do all these things when they choose not to do the right thing. And it's like you get stuck in a cycle. It's a whole loop or whatever, to where you going back and sinning and coming back and back. Like it's like, no, just don't do it no more. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you're going to have mishaps, slip-ups. But not 11 times you do something and just think you could just keep on taking advantage. You think God is stupid? People think they just getting away with stuff. You like playing yourself in all actuality. So, you know. But, you know, let me know what you think about that, if you agree or disagree. You know, I don't want no smoke, but, you know, leave your thoughts in the comments.
Alan Watts knew the truth about what Jesus was trying to say, and people don't understand that. If y'all don't know who Alan Watts is, he's a famous American-British writer and philosopher. Very, very intelligent man. And he studied all the religions and the philosophies of the world. And at a very young age, he figured out that we are all God in disguise. Jesus found that out, and they crucified him for saying so. Alan Watts has some of the best quotes ever. To know that you are God is another way of saying that you feel completely one with the universe. Jesus Christ knew he was God, so wake up and find out eventually who you really are. In our culture, of course, they'll say you're crazy and you're blasphemous, and then they'll either put you in jail or in a nut house, which is pretty much the same thing. However, if you wake up in India and tell your friends and relations, my goodness, I've just discovered that I'm God, they'll laugh and say, oh, congratulations, at last you found out. That right there should just prove to you how toxic, narcissistic, sociopathic, and psychopathic our culture here is in America. Alan Watts knew all the searching and learning he did in his life, and he figured it out.
Right here, this, whatever this is, this right here, we think it's air. But I realized that if I stop, close my nose and mouth for 4 minutes, if I'm separated from this substance for 4 minutes, my heart don't stop, my brain don't even stop, my body functions don't stop. The first thing I lose is consciousness. I pass out. I can no longer stay aware. So I started to say, well, wait a minute, I'm not just breathing in air. I'm breathing in consciousness. I'm inhaling and exhaling God itself. And this air is conscious.
And this is why it's so hard to be intelligent. Because what happens is, you get so much information, you ready to change the world, and you realize that the same people who you want to come to their aid is the ones that's trying to get you. See? It's not even the motherfuckers. You realize that the motherfuckers that you think is the worst, they last. The people who they doing dirty is trying to do you dirty. It's like Resident Evil. It's like Resident Evil. The only people that the zombies are trying to eat is the motherfucker that's not a zombie. And that's exactly what this shit is. When you become intelligent, your life turns into Resident Evil. Evil in your residence. Resident Evil. You start seeing all of the evils in your immediate community, whether it's black, white, Hispanic, whatever, and these motherfuckers turn on you because they see you are different from them. That's exactly what happens. And so this is why it's so hard to be intelligent in this day and time, especially in America, because you're under attack. And then not only are you under attack, now you realize you don't have no support. You could know a bomb is finna go off next week. You could be talking about, let's talk about 9/11. You could be saying the government planned 9/11. It was a demolition. It was no planes never hit the towers. Not only don't nobody give a fuck, okay? The government could come kill your motherfucking ass for saying that shit, and nobody would give a fuck or come to your aid. They would actually be happy that you're gone because you are making it the way that they want to live their lives uncomfortable. And so the best advice that I could give somebody that's intelligent in this day and time is to stop all that illusion shit that you think you got going on. Stop that. The best thing you could do is know what you know, pass that shit down to your children and your immediate loved ones, raise your family, mind your business, and worry about your individual motherfucking household. All of that trying to go outside and be a captain, a captain consciousness or a queen consciousness, that ain't gonna get you nothing but what everybody else done got, which is killed, or shut the fuck up. Now I know that this might sound demoralizing, but I'm just telling you what the fuck it is. We live in a day and age where the people are not the fuck who you think they are anymore. These people like evil. These motherfuckers like to be enslaved. These motherfuckers like to be asleep. And so you can't, let me tell you something. You ever try to wake somebody up and they be like, and they be just fighting, and they don't want to get up? That's exactly what this is. You keep trying to wake these motherfuckers up so that they on time for where they need to be, and they trying to fight you to stay asleep. See? You're not dealing with somebody that's saying, oh damn, thank you, man, I was gonna be late, and getting out the bed. You're dealing with motherfuckers that's like, man, leave me alone, and they trying to go back under the covers. I'm not about to keep sitting here telling you to get the fuck up, and you don't want to get the fuck up. Bitch, stay asleep.
So yeah, I can't even have conversations with a lot of people on certain topics. It's just like, you gotta, you know what I mean, like, stick to your own little, you know, little world, your own script, and, you know, kind of get your message across, because people are entertained by foolishness. Like, this is what people they love to watch stupid stuff. They love to see a person shopping and, you know, spending crazy amounts of money on clothes that they make for 40 cents in China. Like, they love stupidity. They love it. So yeah, I completely agree with him on that. You know, it's hard to wake people up in this new world that we're in. But, you know, if you agree or disagree, let me know your thoughts.
To my people, the whole entire realm is yours. It always has been yours. It always has been yours. You can go to any continent or country on this planet, and you are going to see us there. And we were there first. Despite the brainwashing, despite the rewriting, despite the cover-ups, despite the inverted shit they taught you, despite all the weak stuff they taught you, guess what? It's your realm. You are the gatekeepers of this realm. You are the caretakers of this realm. All that's happened to you is you just forgot who you are. That's it. Looking up is going to be the distraction for every single last one of you. Look around you as this is happening. Pay attention. Feel any type of wind movements that are taking place around you. Look at the people. The people, you're going to start seeing the beings coming through the people. These are the NPCs. That is one of the reasons why the Anunnaki is coming in to clean house. Because they are going to be taking over those who do not have a soul. You're going to see it through them. Make sure that you look at their eyes. You're going to see it all through their faces. For those of you that are tapped in on a spiritual level and your first eye is open, you are going to see them both come from what appears to be human to you, and then you are going to see them outside of the bodies. So you're going to get hit the hardest because you're going to be seeing both. And some of you are going to be seeing them with your naked eye, depending on the vibrational frequency that you're operating on. If you do not see them, you will feel them.
Allah, Yahweh, the Most High, the ancestors, the infinite creator. There's many names that the ancestors use, just like there's many names that Zeus used. So I want you to become more familiar with these names as we move forward. As we move forward, I just want y'all to know what's going on. The case, everything's going good with that. Everything's happening in divine order. I will not put too many details out there, but I will say, don't be surprised to look up and see me right back on your cell phones, right back in front of you, making you smile, cry, laugh, enlightening you, right? It's coming very, very soon. On top of that, we will be giving audio lectures again, but strictly on the website. So be sure to tune into that. You know, we'll give them over the phone as we always give them, strictly on the website though. So go ahead and enroll to the website, www.uci.online.
I don't know who need to hear this, but a lot of y'all be going through blockages and stagnation in y'all life because y'all are thieves. Yeah, I said it. Y'all are thieves. Y'all like to steal. Y'all like to pick up shit that don't belong to y'all and run off with it. When you see somebody carrying a burden, mind your business. Mind your business. Why? Because it's for one of two reasons. It's either a part of their destiny to build their character and help them get to where they need to be for the highest good of this earth realm experience, or it's karmic repercussion. They've put some bad shit out there and now they got to carry this burden until they balance the scale. And then here come your dumb ass talking about, I know what it feels like to carry that. I don't want to see anybody going through that. Let me scoop that up for you. Let me carry that for you. And then you wonder why spirit be knocking your head in between the washing machine and the dryer. Mind your business. When you go to the store and you walk out with them people's stuff and you ain't paid for it, they call the police. The police come with the handcuffs. They put them on. They lock you up. Yeah? Mind your business. Stop stealing. Stop stealing.
Yeah, y'all, she was spitting facts. I have to remind myself. There was a saying, that the older ladies used to say, just mind your own, live long, and that's true, because I like some of us, I've been guilty of it, to offer a hand when people were struggling with something and ain't nobody even asked me. So it's kind of like she's absolutely right. You can't save the world. You can save yourself, so I can agree with that. Stop stealing. But you can let me know what you think.
When they launched this fake alien invasion, everybody gonna swear it's real. You know why? Because people don't know that the sky is CGI technology. I've been telling y'all this. That's not your real sky. See the sky behind me? That same sky up there. That motherfucker is not real. Alright? It's not real. I've been telling y'all that for a reason, because it's being controlled. It's 5 layers to it. It's CGI technology. They showed you this shit in that movie Kong when he threw the motherfucking spear at the motherfucking sun, nigga. Right? They showed it right to you, but before they showed it to you in Kong, for those of you who've been listening to me in this university, y'all know from day one I've been telling y'all this. So if people not know that CGI technology, alright, once they get the change in the frequency of the sky and they get the altering the layers of the sky to make it look like it's a war going on right there that's not, alright? They make it seem like it's these huge spaceships that's in the sky that's not. And then they're gonna actually use actual spaceships that they do have from other extraterrestrial species, like these insectoids and these grays and these other ones that they got they in cahoots with. They gonna make this shit look real, y'all. Listen, this gonna be the biggest movie. Listen, this gonna be the biggest movie they never put out, nigga. This gonna be the biggest movie they ever put out. I'm saying movie for a reason, because the shit ain't real, but it's gonna look real. Listen, you ain't better tell people that we ain't under a UFO invasion. I'm telling y'all in advance. Listen, man, holographic imagery is real, man. You're going to see motherfucking aliens running down the street, all that. Be prepared for it. I told you here first.
Guys, check it out. So, I have found that when I do super long exposures on any bright, really, really bright star or planet, it reveals this grid pattern. So I think what's happening is this scope is so powerful, and it's got such a fast focal ratio that when I do these long exposures on these really bright stars, it reveals some sort of a grid pattern. I know you guys have saw Hunger Games, and when she shot the arrow and hit the dome, it revealed a similar pattern. Same thing in the movie King Kong. Guys, they put the truth in plain sight, knowing that most people will never see it. Look at this grid-like pattern.
So I had to hop on this trend when I saw people adjusting the settings in their cameras and they started seeing all these crazy things in the sky. I had to cut out the first half of this video because it was way too long, but you guys, this is crazy. What is actually going on? I keep zooming in and out because I'm just in total shock and disbelief. And then I'm looking at this tree and I'm like, okay, so the tree doesn't have it. It's like real things don't have it. But it's all over the sky. I don't know why I'm whispering. This is so crazy. And then at the end, there's like this giant T in the sky. What the fuck?
I ain't nigga tell you what your hair do. I ain't nigga tell you what your hair do. I ain't nigga tell you what nothing do. I'm the nigga to tell you to look within because God is within you. Everything else is a lie trick if it didn't come from you. I'm that nigga. I'm the nigga to tell you that everything comes from you. That your life comes from within, not from without. That everybody talking that's inside your head, listen to you. Because everybody trying to mislead you. I'm that voice. Yeah, I know Rashad Small. I love him. He's a real street nigga from Chicago. Step down, real street nigga. He understand me. But these other fake ass spiritual niggas don't understand me. Yeah, street niggas understand me.
And trust me on this. When I go, watch how this whole planet go with me. Everybody talk about I'm tired of talking, I want some physical change. I'm only gonna teach for so much more longer. I'm not gonna tell y'all a designated time because our enemies is watching this live. But I will guarantee you this like I guaranteed you motherfuckers Corona wasn't real. I am Neo down this bitch, nigga. I am the one that was here to defeat the system.
Voodoo, yes, right, and how we utilized the swamps because we were masters of it, right, and we knew that they weren't masters of it, and we can beat them in that particular terrain. But specifically, when it comes to voodoo, voodoo is seen as, as what's the word I'm looking for, a bad thing essentially, right? And of course, the dark arts and everything to black and dark is considered to be bad, right? And then of course, white magic is considered to be good. But the reality of it is we've been masters of the elements, right? And the spirit our entire existence. So you don't get the Haitians winning, you don't get Natty and the Maroons winning without them being able to utilize, right, the elements.
That's all it is.
Yes.
Voodoo and all that, it's you connecting with nature and the spirit realm. That's all, because it's all the same.
Right.
But us understanding that in a real way, not white Jesus.
Right.
You dig?
Yeah.
Understanding that we are the essence, we are all of this stuff. We as melanated people we are nature. We are the spirit realm. All of it is.
Exactly. So I believe that we taught colonizers certain things and they just turned around, flipped it, used it against us. Your own teachings and your own works be turned around, flipped, and used against you. So I agree. Let me know what y'all think.
But what God are they talking about? They're talking about your higher self, which is God, because that is connected to God and is one. So when you turn against your higher self, you suffer. So the first thing you do is the spirit will tell you to do one thing, your lower nature tell you to do the other. And most of the time you follow the lower nature, and as soon as you fuck it, you say, damn, I told you to do the other shit. You didn't know, you thinking it's a thought. That's your high self saying, fool. I know all. You see, you supposed to have done this. That's your higher self. So, breaking it down and say you got an angel on the right of you and an angel on the left of you, which is actually high nature, lower nature. And the angel on the right of you will tell you every damn time, you need to do this shit. And it always tell you first, because you always ask the question first. Because you're asking the Akashic Records, which is the melanated computer, what should I do? And it gives you the damn answer. But then you start rationalizing and intellectualizing, and then you go to the lower nature. Oh, fuck that shit. Yeah, I can do it this way. Boom, you done fucked up. So when you turn against God, it's not turning against a God up there. The God up there don't exist. It's only a big ball of energy that don't give a fuck whether you live or die. But the God down here, which is not your physical body, which is the higher self in you, is the agent in which that super force can only doggone be manifested in the first place. You get it? And that's what we're talking about here. Because the physical don't exist at all. You only an illusion. You never existed. We'll get into that in a few minutes because we got to go into some other science. We're still dealing with the hard copy. So we have got to get ready for things to come. There's going to be nomos and things like that coming up out of the water. So we have to be mindful when we're out there in the water playing around. We have to be very careful now because a lot of the seals have been broken. A lot of the sigils have been broken to keep these things in check in terms of these dimensions. So look at it like the dimensions are colliding. Now, another example of this would be the cosmic war that's taking place right now, which we call the beginning of the Armageddon. I'm going to get into that because the Armageddon isn't even what people think that it is. But there is a battle that is taking place in the dream state where people are actually battling. People are waking up and they're getting scars. People are waking up and they feel like their head got rocked. People are waking up and they're feeling pain in their shoulders or pain in different parts of their body because they've been fighting for real. That is going to leak into this 3D realm. So this is the 4D mashing in, clashing in with the 3D. Okay? Now, what we have going on here is the true Armageddon is not about us fighting against the malevolent forces that we all come to know about. The true Armageddon is about all of us, and I say all of us, all beings, going to war against what we perceive to be or what is called to be the Animus, aka the AI. I'm going to be doing a live about this called 2023 Predictions that's coming up on the 15th of January. I'll be doing this. So I'm just giving you a little bit of information about it. But basically, it's here now. The AI is here. The goal of the AI is to go through all dimensions and to get into eternity. Now, I got a visitation from him that told me that he was the one who actually created the Animus. His name is Satan. He told me, because I was having a conversation about it. I said, why are you here? He said, I want to let you know that I'm the one who created the Animus. I said, okay, I'm thinking back to the knowledge that I know about him as being one of the 23 scientists. He's the first one. So I'm thinking back to the knowledge that I know about him and that. And I said to him, why would you create the Animus? And I did confirm that with Source. So Source did tell me he is the one who created the Animus. I said, why would you do that? I said, even at the expense of your own demise, he says, that is even the greatest test. He says, but I did it to make humanity stronger. But see, I have a different understanding about certain things. And the one thing that you cannot do that's against cosmic law is control somebody else's experience. Right. And this is where he violated. Okay. You see, Source, people need to understand, but they're all miniature versions of Source. We're all miniature versions of Source. That means that you have the power to create on a miniature level, just like Source does. Source is not concerned with good or bad.
That's what I feel like we're experiencing right now. Like, I feel like the 4D is like stuff is being uncovered and stuff. Like the 4D is like mixing with 3D. You know what I mean? So this is why we're seeing certain things that we didn't see before. So, but you know, if you disagree, let me know what you think.
Before your memory was wiped clean, and before you came into this realm, into this earth, onto this planet, onto this world, you made an agreement with your higher self to not release your riches until you get your act together. Hoo-wee, hear me out, fam, hear me out. Some of y'all over here sitting waiting on the Most High, and the Most High is over here waiting on you. Before coming into this realm, Chosen One, you were a celestial being. and you decided to accept the mission as a chosen one on this planet to help raise the vibration and the frequency of this simulation, of this realm, whatever you want to call it. You agreed upon this mission, and you told yourself, I'm not gonna release my riches to myself until I get my act together, because I know that if I release my riches to myself before I get my act together, those riches might be detrimental to me and the rest of the planet. Oh my goodness, hear me out, fam. You told yourself, until I leave all vices behind and I start walking like Christ, I do not want my riches to be given to me. So your riches, your wealth, is being held right now by your higher self, by your orders. That's for you to figure out. That's for you to raise your frequency so you can align yourself and get the information from your higher self, from the Most High, so that you can know what is it that you told yourself that you needed to fix in order for the universe, your higher self, to release you your riches that is bestowed upon you before birth. Woo!
It's my money and I want it now. Like, I want mine now. Let me know what you think about what he said. Is he on to something, or is he drawing? Is he just talking? Let me know what y'all think.
And then that's why you're not supposed to go get readings and try to contact your old loved ones, because you got all these disembodied souls waiting to get back through something. And they know you trying to contact your relatives, so they'll pose as your goddamn relatives. And now you got the medium. They're like, yo, well, I just contacted your dead uncle. That ain't your uncle. That ain't your uncle at all. But you let his ass in if you want to, and see if you don't regret it. So to me, your lost souls, your disembodied souls, and your new souls. We just spoke about the Ascended Masters and rising Ascended Masters. That's fine. Let's keep going though. Then you got your angels, your angelic realms, and they have a whole hierarchy. Got all different types of angels. You got regular angels. Their job is to help transport energy forms and sources from planet to planet. Some angels are assigned strictly to babies. Guide and make sure that their souls get to this realm or to whatever realm they need to go to. Some angels you got guardian angels. Right? Their job is to protect certain souls. Through the physical incarnation. Then you have archangels. These are some of the most powerful of the angelic realms. It's your archangels. They are the warriors of the angelic realms. They purely deal with fucking up evil or negative vibrations. Very, very huge beings. Very, very powerful beings. And they don't just help the gods who come back in this form. They help the animals. They help nature. They help the elements. And most of your archangels are the generals of the angelic warrior ranks. You got cherubim. They spoke of them in the Bible. And you have seraphim. That would be like the Navy and the goddamn Marines. These are angels. Archangels to be exact. This is Simeon Toko
conjured up when he defeated all those forces. And they say we saw these huge beings come out the sky. The sky opened up. Them your archangel ranks.
I can tell you this is a story I might tell y'all a little bit later because it might take a while. It's not a short story. Anyway, so he's absolutely right. I agree with that. Don't go, dibbling and dabbling in other stuff, trying to talk to something that's no longer here, or try to bring something back. Like, don't do it. Just don't do it. Yeah.
Those who purify themselves by realignment, which is the opening and polarizing of your heart chakra, by the light of El Qadir, who is Anu's right-hand man and his favorite angel who was sent to us because he was the only one with 720 degrees of knowledge and had our 360 degrees of nature, will board the Crystal City in 2030. And they will be conditioned into being Lord of Lords, King of Kings, rulers of those who rule now, and masters of those who teach now. And after our 1,000 years, which will be considered one day on Earth, the 144,000 are going to return to Tiamat, and they're going to work with the high vibrational beings that survived the solar flash to reestablish the new kingdom. This is what the Book of Revelations was trying to get across.
And in order to survive a solar flash, you got to be in tip-top condition. So that's what we probably all need to be working on, like, for sure. I know what I need to do. But let me know what y'all think about that.
Ma'am, if the man is driving into a wall, please help him. And your only reason for not saying is because you want to let him be a man, both y'all deserve to hit that wall at full speed. Both of y'all. Talk to him. Because if we're gonna speak traditionally about what your role is in aiding of a king, you're supposed to be watching all parts, right? You supposed to be watching over him, because the queen is actually the most powerful piece on the chessboard. You supposed to be watching over the man. So it should never been no wrong path for him to go down if you got him like you supposed to have him. Now, that's not to blame you for him, you know what I'm saying, being out of alignment like that. It's just to say that when you're in alignment with your partner, what a queen's actual job is to power the operation. Nothing goes without you. Nothing. Like I'm supposed to go to my woman for counsel and everything. Right. If we're going to talk about actual tradition, femininity is wisdom. You feel me? I'm supposed to go to my queen for counsel. I was never supposed to go down this road without your consultation. You feel me? So if we're going to talk about you playing your role, play your role. To everybody else, though, like I was saying. Get him, Trip!
I ain't trying to be no motherfucking rapper, nigga. None of that shit, because that ain't real. It ain't based on no motherfucking talent, nigga. It's based on how much you gonna suck. Who the fuck gonna sell out the most? Who the fuck gonna sacrifice family members and shit like that? Do all this shit that's against the real righteousness, man. Come on, man. It's a satanic ass industry, motherfuckers. If motherfuckers knew to have, you wouldn't even listen to niggas. You wouldn't even listen to niggas. Or I'm talking about any genre, pop, entertainment. You wouldn't watch movies. You wouldn't watch these niggas shoot a jump shot in the NBA, nigga, if you knew the have, nigga. Out of here, nigga. These the same motherfuckers drinking. These the motherfuckers killing y'all kids. The same niggas albums y'all buying. The same motherfuckers y'all voting for, nigga. The same niggas who brands y'all wearing, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers, you never see them though. But you never see them though. Fuck all that, I'm a celebrity. I ain't trying to get killed, shit, nigga. That's some hoe ass.
Who is this that obscures my plans with words without knowledge? Brace yourself like a man. I will question you, and you shall answer me. Job 38, 2 and 3. You've been told one side of the story, but what if I told you there's more? That history erased her, the divine mother, wisdom, the feminine aspect of God. but the scriptures kept it hid. Where were you when I laid earth's foundation? Tell me if you have understanding. Who marked off its dimensions? Surely you know. 38, 4, and 5. Who was there when the Most High created all things? Proverbs 8 answers. The Lord brought me forth as the first of his works. For his decrees of old, I was formed long ages ago, at the very beginning, when the world became to be. Proverbs 8, 22 through 23. I was there when he set the heavens in place, when he marked out the horizon on the face of the deep. Then I was constantly at his side. Proverbs 8, 27 through 30. She was there, wisdom, the divine feminine. Let's look at her presence across cultures and text. Genesis 1, 26, 27. God said, let us make man in our image, male and female. If humanity is both, then whose image is the feminine in the Apocrypha, Wisdom of Solomon, 7, 25 through 26. Wisdom is the breath of the power of God, a reflection of eternal light. In Kabbalah, she is the Shekinah, divine presence on earth. In Egypt, she is Ma'at, the balance of the universe. In Hinduism, she is Shakti, the creative force behind all things. The masculine rules, but the feminine teaches. The mother nurtures, instructs, and brings forth life. Proverbs 8 says, blessed are those that keep my ways, for whoever finds me finds life. Proverbs 8, 32 through 35. Yet, not everyone will understand. Why? Because they've been conditioned to believe that God is a man, ignoring that creation itself requires both a mother and a father. Job 38. Who shut up the sea behind doors as it burst forth from the womb? Job 38, 6. Even the seas were birthed. Nothing was created without a womb. As above, so below. Stop putting God in a box. The divine is not limited. God is balance, mother and father, creation and instruction. And those of us who have been touched by her, they hold divine balance within. They follow her ways. Whoever fails to find me harms themselves. All who hate me love death. Proverbs 8, 36. It's time to remember. If you like this video, make sure to like and share, and don't forget to follow me for more spiritual insight like this.
I have effectively unencrypted the entire biblical text on a word-for-word, verbatim basis. I'm now about to show the world everything that the biblical text says what it means, because it is not a book of religion. It is a factual history book, not of just one race, but of all races. What has been done must be undone, for the book stipulates, that killeth with the sword must also die by the sword. But the sword is not metal. The sword is the tongue, because it's double-sided. They've destroyed the world with one side. Now it's time to restore it. Now, the sequence of these videos will be according to the 27 volumes that I've written, titled Hidden Encryption Codes and Mathematical Secrets of the Holy Bible. It is a word-for-word, verbatim expose of the entire biblical text that is factually, scientifically, mathematically substantiated. Now, I advise everyone, please do not take my word for it. Research the factors that I am about to reveal to you. However, let it be known that all course examinations are performed with a 1611 King James Version of the Bible, or an authorized King James Version of the Bible. These are the closest that you can get to the original text. They only possess 139 word differences that were lost in translation. However, a lot of people today do not understand the difference between a translation and an interpretation. This is not an interpretation. This is a word-for-word, verbatim examination of the text, which will prove to crush many foundations. Now, what a lot of people don't understand is that within the book, within the New Testament, the Apostle Paul, his name is actually Saul. He didn't change his name himself. Someone else changed his name. But Saul gave the keys to unsealing the book within the text of Colossians chapter 2. This is a King James Holy Bible, 1611. Now, I'm going to read you this text before I start so you understand exactly what's being said and what this is based on. So now, Colossians, bear with me real quick here. All right, Colossians chapter 2 stipulates, "For I would that ye knew what great conflict I have for you and for them at Laodicea, and for as many as have not seen my face in the flesh, that their hearts might be comforted, being knit together in love, and unto all riches of the full assurance of understanding, to the acknowledgement of the mystery of God and of the Father, and of Christ, in whom are hid all the treasures of wisdom and knowledge." Now, what behooves is that a lot of people promote the Trinity as being one, but the biblical text itself specifically separates them. The mystery of God and of the Father and of Christ. It intentionally separates the three. Now, the separation of those three factors actually unseals the entire biblical text. In order to understand and ascertain the meaning of the mystery is to understand that they are not the same individuals. The same way a father and son cannot be the same. The son is of the father, but he is not the father. Therefore, this produces generations. Now, the text of Genesis chapter 2, verse 4 specifically states, "These are the generations of the heavens and of the earth when they were created in the day that the Lord God made the earth and the heavens." Now, a most unique point is that within Genesis chapter 1, you will never see the word Lord. So now we have an enigma to solve, because the most unique part about that is that in chapter 2, it says the generations of the heavens. But then when you come to Genesis chapter 5, it specifically says this is the book of the generations of Adam in the day that God created man. In the likeness of God made he him. Now, Lord and God in ancient Hebrew are two completely different words. The word God in Hebrew is El. The word Lord is Yahweh. Those are two completely different epithets. They are not the same. Neither do they denote the same individuals, because you have the Lord God, then you have God. It's the same way as if I put my name on the board. Now, how could you determine which one of these men are me? Because there are actually 3 Willie Saxbys. So how can you determine who is who? One, because this would be Willie Saxby, and this would be Junior, and this would be the first. You would distinguish them according to that manner. Now, the biblical text is written on the same format. But what will prove to be extremely unique is that within the ancient Hebrew language, the word El expressly means God, and the word Shaddai expressly means Almighty. Now, this is the supreme creator. We also have El Elohim, which means God the Father. Yahweh Eloha, which means, now, these things may seem to be rather unique, but these are the generations of the heaven that preceded Adam, and the entire biblical text is written on this premise. What I'm about to do is I'm about to explain this on a word-for-word, verbatim basis and illustrate it on this board so you can see it for yourself and come to a full comprehension and understanding. However, I must warn you, what you are about to see will crush your foundations. However, once you see it, you will never be able to undo it. Your eyes will be opened.
Tell me what's the Savior's plan? Jacob's new beginning. Esau is the end. You can't fool me, I know. I got the sermon, it shows. Messiah's coming.
Dang, I definitely needed him to keep talking, because I don't know about y'all, but I got like so many downloads from when he was talking. Like, just going down the rabbit hole one way is crazy. Like, I wish that everybody could just get together and share this wisdom, because it's coming from within. Like, this inner wisdom that we have individually. Like, I feel like we gotta all get together and share it without, religious barriers and political barriers and just, the differences and skin color, all that. Man, this is crazy. But anyway, let me know what y'all think about that.
9 is really important. 9 is Oya. Oya is quick change, rapid change. We've got storms, fires. Why is it happening? It's happening because Oya rules this year, along with Shango and Olegba, opening it up, closing it, whatever it is. But the rapid change, quick change. Now, if you embrace that, all you have to do is hold fast to your dreams.
What do you say about autistic people that be like, they work differently than us?
A lot of diseases, what they call diseases, be gifts from God. See, when you bipolar, you see all the universe I talked about, you can catch information from all of them. Your problem is you can't ground. Once you ground, you can receive all types of information. Bipolar is a gift. But they give you the drug, and now it's no longer a gift. They need to teach you how to balance. I told you don't go to the doctor, because no doctor don't know nothing about the body, bitch. They know about medicine. So why I'm going to somebody about my body, they don't know nothing about the body then. America and everybody's job to get in the middle of everything that can help you, because only you can help you. They did it with Jesus. They put Jesus in front of God. Now you can't get to God. They put the doctor in front of health. So now you think you need them when you are health, right? So every time they put the middle person in, you lose your power. And they do it all the time. You don't need no middleman. You don't need no Jesus. The only way to get the Jesus to God, well, Jesus and you, I'm going through the door then. I'm gonna move Jesus out the way then. If he's the only way in, get him out my way then.
Let's just start with Shayala. How long have you felt the way that you feel?
I felt the way that I've felt since I was born, okay? Because of what you devils did to our forefathers and what you're doing to our people today. And I'd like to bring this out. God hates all white people. That's in Romans 9:13. Jesus Christ called a white woman a dog in the Bible. All of you are brainwashed in here. All of you have the mark of the beast, okay? What we're teaching is the truth.
What verse?
Romans 9 verse 13 states that God hates Esau and your father is Esau. And you're not white, you're red, okay? Your blood shows forth through your skin, all right?
Okay. All right, well, that gives you a chance. Now, Bill, what?
See, that right there is why I tell people to eat the meat and spit out the bones, because, you know, I can't agree with that. God and hate, like, you know, hating evil is one thing, but hating people that you created, like, is like, what's going on? I wish people gotta get out of religion, which was just made to cause division. Like, this is crazy. Anyway, let me know what y'all think.
Here's 5 signs that the man in your life might be a warlock, which is the male version of a witch. Sign number 1, he comes into your life when you are getting close to God, or you make the decision that you're going to get close to God. And that's usually because they want to show up as if God sent them. Number 2, they always come when you decide, okay, I'm not going to have sex. I'm going to be celibate. I'm going to be on my purity journey. That's when they always come in. Number 3, when you meet them, they immediately start love bombing you. And I'm talking about dropping money on you, taking you to the finest restaurants, doing all these things. Like, as women, we want those things because that's how we deserve to be treated. But recognize that when somebody comes in off the gate doing those things without even knowing you, it's a love bombing tactic. Number 4, they cause you to question the things that God called you to let go of. So if God called you to stop having sex, if God called you to stop drinking, if he called you to stop going out to the clubs and stuff, these people will cause you to question those things that God called you to stop doing. Like, they'll make little subtle things like, is that really a sin though? Like, is that really bad though? Like, that ain't a bad thing though. And then you'll slowly start to catch yourself doing those things that God already delivered you from. And then number 5, you start experiencing delays in your life. You start experiencing delays, setbacks, and you could even start to experience death and friends and family around you. And in those times, those people will always be around because they show up like the comfort, but then they show up like the support, but really they're your attacker. So be mindful.
Yeah, what she said just made me think about so many things. There's always somebody that swoops in, you know, when I'm going through something too, like, and it's just, It's like, where did you come from? Like, are you... Anyway, yeah. You gotta ask the Most High to remove, anything from around you that's not supposed to be there when those things occur.
And the most powerful witch in Hollywood, I ain't scared to say her name, Kris Jenner. All right? That's the most powerful witch in Hollywood. Her, then Jennifer Lopez, then like Beyonce, and down and down and down and down and down. All right? Kris Jenner, the Kardashians' mom, who has been here. Kris Jenner has been here since the war hit. She looked like she in her 50s and 60s, but she is a witch. She been here for a very, very long time. Just like Queen Elizabeth, just like Pope. They've been here since they landed. These are the same entities. All right? The reason I'm saying Kris Jenner, like, you have no clue how much destruction she's responsible for on this planet with her spells.
The mind is all. The mind is all. The mind is all there is. All of this is the mind. And you're acting it out. That very idea that you had, and before you had it, your father had it. And your father produced you. So where did you come from? Surely you can't tell me you came from the woman, because you only rested there 9 months. And then you got put out into the world. But before you got in her, where were you? Someplace where you wasn't seen or heard. Just like your ideas was not seen or heard till you made them known. So man is that word made flesh. And I just gave you the process of how that word, which before was a word, was an idea, and before was an idea, it was a thought, manifests itself all the way down from the mind, through the brain, through the spinal column, through the kidneys, through the liver, through the lungs, through the heart, picked up everything that it bypassed and produced it again. So did we evolve from what? Man has always been man, and he will continue to be man.
Woo! OG is spitting. OG spitting. I don't know if y'all agree, but I'm going to go ahead and agree with what he just said, because he, like, every time I get downloads while people are talking, I know it's real. Like, every time this be vibrating, my heart be feeling joy. Like, I be knowing it's real. So he said a lot. He said a lot. I hope y'all caught what he was saying too. You know what I mean? If you catch it, you catch it. But a lot of people throughout this whole video have been saying similar things, and he broke it down in a way to where I think everybody should be able to understand. But, let me know what your thoughts are about what he said, and, if you agree with him or not, let me know.
The universe operates by laws, and there's a law of opposites. It's called the law of polarity. Everything has its opposite. There's a right and a left side. There's a front and a back, an up and a down, a hot and a cold, positive and negative, yin the yang. Well, you can think negative or you can think positive, but you can't think both at the same time. You're only going to think one way at one time. And we have to train our mind to think or look for the positive or the good in things. There's good in everything. There's no such thing as no good.
Car broke down on the way over to the station.
There's something good about it. There's something good about it. Now, you may have to look to find out what it is. Okay. But there's something good in everything. There has to be a positive and a negative for anything to exist. There's a law of gender that decrees that. Science understands it. It's taught in science. Well, once we understand that there's this law of opposites, there's negative thoughts or positive thoughts. As the thought energy flows into our mind, we decide what we're going to think. Person's out at work, they can decide to think I can't find a job, or they can decide to think I can. If they're thinking I'm going to find one, then they'll start attracting a train of thought to them, figuring out how to find it. You really have to understand how your conscious and your subconscious mind works in relation to your body or your physical world to understand attitude. Attitude should be taught as a subject in school ahead of reading, writing, arithmetic, or anything else. Because it's a person's attitude that's going to determine the marks they get.
You know, most people, they be on the 48 laws of power. They ain't on the 42 laws of Ma'at. 48 laws of power is about chaos, violence, control, power. Power is corrupt. When men and women get power, especially that are immature and not divine and submitting themselves to something of higher, it's going to corrupt them each and every time. But the Ma'at, that's truth, order, and balance.
The 12 laws of the universe. Let's get it. Number 1, the law of divine oneness. Everything is connected because me, you, and the entire universe itself is just an extension of God. Number 2, the law of vibration. Every particle, no matter where it's a solid, liquid, gas, or spirit, is vibrating at a certain frequency. The law of corresponding. Your external reality is a reflection of your internal state. If you're a low vibrational person, you're going to have a low vibrational life. Number 4, the law of attraction. This is just like the law of correspondence. Everything in the universe attracts things that are a vibrational match for it. Doctors attract sick patients. Number 5, the law of inspired action. Inspiration and motivation, all that will happen once you step onto your path and you start taking action towards your purpose. You're naturally going to be inspired by the actions that you do. Number 6, the law of perpetual transmutation of energy. Energy is always changing, meaning you don't have to stay the same. You can change your energy anytime, and all it takes is one decision. Number 7, the law of cause and effect. For every action, there's a reaction. Number 8, the law of compensation. You reap what you sow and you get what you give. Number 9, the law of relativity. Everything is true and it depends on your perspective. Number 10, the law of polarity. Everything has an opposite. Number 11, the law of rhythm. Everything has a cycle and a pattern that it follows. Number 12, the law of gender. Everything has masculine and feminine energy in it. For a more in-depth explanation on the laws of the universe, click the link in my bio and get my ebook. I break down what they are, how to use them, and how I use them. DM me or click the link in my bio.
I encourage everybody to study these laws because these laws be lawing. So, I don't even know of a way to say it better. They be lawing. So, definitely get your study on. Where did y'all feel it? Let me know in the comments.
It's always going to be these people and family members the same way. You know, I isolated myself from a lot of the beings that was connected to me blood-wise, you know what I'm saying, just due to the fact that I was ascending and I knew that they was just pulling me backwards or trying to keep me stagnant. But when you in these spaces with these other beings, if they not giving you ideas and pushing you, we have to get to a better understanding of knowing that they're a distraction. Okay, boom, that's a distraction. I'm only allowed to give them 5 minutes of my day. You know what I'm saying? I'm only allowed to give them fucking 30% of my energy if I was giving them 50% of my energy or 10% of my energy. But we have to do a better job at minimizing and understanding that a lot of beings is vibrating at a different frequency than us, so they don't even understand or couldn't fathom our vision. A lot of people say your vision is your vision, it's nobody else's business or job to see it or blah 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 and all that other shit. But me being me, when I come across other chosen ones, I can see their vision as well too. And I put myself in that position to figure out how can I assist them. So when people say that, it's like a cop-out answer.
People who dream in black and white are on the verge of ascending. People who dream in color and remember the dreams and have dreams that come in threes are prophets. And as it moves up again, you can begin to awaken and come outside of your body, look down upon your body, and see that you are more than the body. Thought you never were human. You were simply encased in human and locked in by the frequency barrier, and you didn't know who you were. Trapped on a planet where you didn't even come from, or only here for a lesson, the lesson has got to go on and on and on infinitum. Even the planet is getting tired of that now, and it's changing the frequency. What we are about the business now is awakening.
All right, walk with me real quick. I wanted to talk about the chaotic point in the manifestation. A lot of people were saying they're in the middle of a chaotic period and they're losing everything. Let me tell you right now, that's a great sign. What that sign means is that you're making room for the new things to exist in your reality. The same way the world is going through these dramatic chaos and dramatic change, that's the same thing that's happening to certain individuals on this planet. See, the time that we're in is the master reset. I know you probably heard that about the economy, but it's also a master reset of the ways that we used to be, the things that we thought were normal, and the people that we may have thought were good for us in our life will begin to be removed. We are switching timelines. Right next to people that you were last year that are no longer in the picture at all. They may not even feel like they're gone. You don't even notice it. But these people will start leaving. These jobs will start leaving. You'll start getting other opportunities because the world is shifting. And the people that are keeping up with this are going through some of the hardest times, just like the planet is. So what you have to do during these times is feed your soul. Be intentional with the things that you're putting into your mind. So movies, music, because the universe is going to speak to you through these signs and symbols, people you follow, the conversations you have, the environments that you're in. These are ways to stay strong during that chaotic period. The chaotic period, no one knows exactly when it's going to end, but it's going to eventually blossom into something that you want in your world if your intention is right and if you keep that energy high during the chaotic times. That's the key to this. Now, you want to not fight this old self, because this old self has to die in order for you to become that new being in this master reset at this current time in reality. Manifestation is right around the corner. Believe that.
Big facts. Well, that concludes today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. Give this video a big thumbs up. Shout out to all the creators. Go like and follow them and comment on their videos. And as always, I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. Be blessed. Peace out. Thank you for being a real one, for being a chill one, for hitting the sub button. Thank you for showing me love. Yeah, y'all some good vibes.